All righty. I want to welcome you guys to the Travorium 10X compensation plan. I am absolutely fired up to be here to cover one of the most exciting parts of our entire company. By the way, my name is Todd Strand. My wife and I have built a five-star ambassadorship, a seven-figure business here with Travorium. We've been here with the company since 2013. And I can tell you that there is not a compensation program in the industry today that comes even close to what I'm about to show you. And I believe the documentation beats conversation. I'm going to validate that statement with actual numbers. And the great thing about numbers is numbers don't lie. Now, when it comes to our compensation program, I always want to remind you that when you're in business with an intention to make a profit, if you live in the United States, Canada, other parts of the world, this can also be true, but I know Canada and the US best. I just want to remind you there's a ton of tax deductions you can tap into. And if you sit down with a competent tax professional, you're going to find out that the average person can save $400 to $500 per month in taxes. We're talking, $5,000 to $6,000 a year. I mean, that's four times as much tax savings as it even costs for a platinum membership, right? And so you could sit down with your own CPA and they're going to say, man, whose side are you on? And so, again, important information that just for simply trying to run your business, right? Just run it with an intention for a profit. Just the intent and the effort of trying to make money that can save your family thousands of dollars in real money in your pocket with the tax code. Now, in our compensation program, right? The first thing you want to do is go out there and begin to share this with three other people. And then when you share it with three, they share it with three. You tell a few who tell a few, and it kicks in what I call the social sharing ripple effect, right? Now, we're hardly the first company to do this. In fact, the company who's done it the most successful is a company called Facebook. And if you think about Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, over half of the world's population is on one of their platforms. Now, they have never, ever advertised, ever. How do you get half of the world's population to sign up for your platform when you have never, ever advertised? And you think back and you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. I invited my friends who invited their friends who invited their friends, right? It's the social sharing ripple effect. It's like dropping a rock in the pond and you see the ripples begin to spread. But then they drop a rock in the pond and they get ripples that begin to spread. Next thing you know, half the world's population is on your platform. Well, guys, this has made Mark Zuckerberg, this concept I'm describing, it has made him the second richest man in the world. And he built it upon this principle. This is a direct quote from Mark Zuckerberg. People influence people. Nothing influences people more than the recommendation from a trusted friend. A trusted referral influences people more than the best broadcast message, meaning advertising. A trusted referral is the holy grail of advertising. That's Mark Zuckerberg. That's the concept and the principle upon which he built his business. This concept right here, a few tell a few tell a few, that has made him the second richest man in the world. Well, guys, the number one thing shared on social media is travel. And nobody goes on vacation without doing a photo dump. And if you're out there telling people how they can legitimately save big time money on travel with our company, if it's okay for Mark Zuckerberg to become the second richest man in the world using the word of mouth concept, hey, why is it not okay for you and your family to be able to pay your bills, showing people how to legitimately do the one thing they've always wanted to do, travel, at a price they never knew was possible? And guys, this is so vitally needed because so many people do the 40-40-40 plan, right? They go to work for 40 hours a week, they do that, for the next 40 years to try to live on 40% of what they couldn't afford to live on to begin with. And then they get this Social Security check for, on average, this is Yahoo Finance, $1,830.66. Guys, people can't live on that. That's not going to get it done. And I'm going to show you that you could become a two-star director in our compensation program and make more money than that, right? So we're going to show people how to become in charge of their finances, right? Here's how you can take self-initiative and be in charge of what's happening in your economic world. Now, one of the principles that we share quite a bit, this comes from Warren Buffett, the fifth richest man in the entire world. He says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until the day you die. And the reason I spent some time on that quote is that is not what is currently being taught in school. You can go to grade school and high school and college. My own daughter has an MBA. She's got a master's in business, and she was never once taught this concept of learning how to make money while you sleep, learning about residual income, learning how to leverage income, learning that profits are better than wages, learning that sure a job can give you some consistent money and put some food on the table, which is good, right? Nothing wrong with the job, but it's where you start. That's not where you want to finish if you want to get ahead financially. And the fastest growing segment of the global economy today is the gig economy. In fact, in the United States alone, 1 in every 3 Americans is now driving Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart. They're doing, Airbnb, selling stuff on Amazon or eBay. They're doing TikTok videos, YouTube videos. Why? Because the old model of go to school, get good grades, get a degree, get a job, it's no longer working. And people are looking for an alternative way. I understand that the average Uber driver makes about 19 bucks an hour, which is great. Put some, money in your pocket, food on the table, but it's just another job. It's not going to get you where you want to go. We can. We're going to show you a brand new way of making money. In fact, it's so powerful that this story kind of illustrates the whole point. This is Pastor Guy and Pastor Deborah Taylor out of Memphis, Tennessee. They both got involved in our company. Pastor Deborah signed up first. Later on, her husband signed up. They both went out and built a business. Pastor Deborah got to about 3 grand a month. Pastor Guy got to about 2 grand a month. And then, Pastor Guy had some health issues and, long story short, just such an amazing guy, but, he ended up passing away. And at the time he passed away, his business was making $2,000 per month. Well, as a two-star director, your business is willable, inheritable, sellable, transferable. And so the business, that check doesn't go away. Although Pastor Guy went to be with the Lord, the check keeps coming in. The only question is, who does the check go to? Well, in this case, it went to his wife, Deborah, but she's like, hey, look, my check's bigger than his check. And so she gave it to the grandkids, Ava and Gracie. They were 4 years old and 6 years old, right? And of course, by the way, that's a biblical prophecy. The very bottom, you'll see Proverbs 13:22. Good people leave an inheritance, not just to their children, but to their children's children, right? The NLT version says good people leave an inheritance to their grandchildren. But at the time, it was $2,000 per month income that went into a trust account for Ava and Gracie. They were 4 years old and 6 years old. Well, 31 months later, all of those customers below Pastor Guy, they were saving money. They had been telling people, man, you got to check this thing out. It's great. The social sharing ripple effect. Next thing you know, Pastor Guy becomes an ambassador in the company. And then he becomes a one-star ambassador. And so today, he's got a six-figure residual income. His income has gone from 2 grand a month to a significant six-figure residual income since he died, right? And the business keeps getting bigger. The team keeps getting bigger. It has not stopped. That is the power of what we're describing. By the way, that's a picture of Ava and Gracie there on the screen and the incredible legacy that Pastor Guy left behind. So just an amazing story, but it illustrates what so many people desperately need today, which is compensation that comes in whether you work or not, right? Figuring out a way to make money while you sleep. That was the quote from Mr. Warren Buffett, the fifth richest man in the entire world. So our comp plan begins by personally enrolling 3. Now, we're a binary compensation program. That's the most popular form of compensation in the direct selling industry today. That means that you're going to build 2 legs. If you were to bring on Sally and you were to bring on Daryl, I got Sally in my left leg, Daryl in my right leg. Anything else I do has got to go down below Sally or Daryl, one of the two. I'm just building 2 legs straight down. So when you bring on a third person personally, you got to put it below Sally or Daryl. Now you get to choose. You could have put it below Daryl, but on the screen I put it below Sally. Well, now that you've enrolled personally 3 platinum members, okay, you're now earning $4.45 per day in the daily compensation program, which means you're earning $137 per month. Well, the membership only costs $135. And so after 30 some odd days, you've accumulated enough money in your account that they begin to take your monthly membership straight out of your commissions. And so at this moment, you've got the membership, but it's no longer coming off your credit card, right? I'm earning all those travel points every month. I have all the benefits of the membership every month, but it ain't coming off my credit card because I personally enrolled 3 people. Well, from there, I enroll a 4th person, okay? And let's say, I got 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and I help my 4 people share that with a couple people each. I do the same thing. Well, guess what? I just became a one-star director. I got 8 customers in my left leg. I got 8 customers in my right leg. I've personally enrolled 4 people. Now, when I say 8 customers in the left, 8 in the right, those are platinum customers, which translates to over 600 volume in the left leg, over 600 volume in the right leg. Now, in most direct selling companies, they pay 10% on one leg. That's like 99% of the companies out there. So if you have 600 volume left, 600 volume right, they're going to pay you 10% on one leg. Well, 600 times 10%, $60. In most companies, your check would be $60 per month. Every leader knows that. No leader disputes that. That is a stone cold fact. But with our company, your minimum income is $300 a month. And if you're tapping into some of the other bonuses, you might be making as much as $700 per month. Either number, you are making, anywhere from 5 times to over 10 times as much as what other companies are paying. We have this accelerated payout at the forefront of our compensation program. Well, let's assume that you're 8 customers in the left leg and 8 customers in the right leg. Go out there and tell a couple people each. You tell one more person yourself. So you've personally enrolled 5 platinum members. That's the minimum requirement to be a 2-star director. You've got 25 customers in your left leg, 25 customers in your right leg. That translates to 2,000 volume in the left leg, 2,000 volume in the right leg. You can see that in the green at the very bottom. Well, in most companies, right, 99% of the other companies out there, they pay you 10% on one leg. 10% of 2,000 is $200 per month. That's what you would normally be earning. But with our company, you're not earning $200 a month. You're earning a minimum of $750 per month. Cannot be less. So you're earning 4 times almost as much money at the minimum. And some people are earning $2,000 to $2,500 per month, which is over 10 times as much as what other companies are paying. So guys, we have this accelerated payout. There's no compensation program out there like what we have here at Travorium. And when you become a 2-star director, you're pretty new in the business. You've only got 50 customers, but then you get that beautiful ring you see in the upper right-hand part of the screen. The rings are absolutely gorgeous. I promise you that picture does not do it justice. When you see the ring, there's a lot of bling in the ring, right? You're going to go shiny. And so gorgeous ring, engraved. It has your name in it. We have a men's version, a ladies version, right? But you can put that championship ring on. And if you get the guys version, people are like, hey, did you win a Super Bowl or something? Because I see that big old ring. We're doing some things in recognition that have never been done before. Usually companies make you wait till you're making $100,000 a year before you get a ring like that. Well, guys, we do it at the forefront, right? We want to get you in the comma club. You got to check with a comment. We want to get you a championship ring. We want to encourage you, man, you're on the right track. Keep going. By the way, this is where Pastor Guy Taylor was when he went to be with the Lord. And obviously, he became a 1-star ambassador after he passed away. And so this power of a few people telling a few, it works, that duplication factor, the power of our product. Well, if you have 25 customers on the left leg and 25 on the right leg, and they tell a couple people each, right? Well, next thing you know, you've got 63 customers in your left leg, 63 customers in your right leg. You told a couple more people yourself, so you've now personally enrolled 7 platinum members. That's what's required to be a 3-star director. Now, when you become a 3-star director, you're now eligible for the lifestyle bonus. And the lifestyle bonus is $300 per month, okay? Now, you got to go out there and, and do the things it takes to qualify for that bonus, but it's available, okay? That bonus is available. You become a 3-star director. Now, we're going to start paying you $70 per day. That's a minimum of $2,100 per month. Well, if you add in the direct sales bonuses, the leadership bonuses, maybe you're qualifying for the lifestyle bonus. Some people are earning as much as $3,000 per month. But if you compare that to what other companies pay, most companies are only paying you $500 a month. Guys, at the very minimum, you're earning 4 times as much here as other companies. And many of you might be earning 6 times as much, right? But either number, $2,100 a month to $3,000 per month, an extra $25,000 to $36,000 per year. Again, you've only got 126 customers. You told a few who told a few. You've only personally enrolled 7 yourself, right? I mean, this is incredible compensation. There's not a lot of barbed wire. There's not all these different things you got to do to qualify. Very straightforward, simple, saving people money. People love it. They're spreading it out there naturally. Well, your 63 customers, tell one person each. You do the same thing yourself. You've now personally enrolled 8 platinum members. That is what's required to be a 4-star director. You have 125 customers in your left leg, 125 in your right leg. That translates, look at the green at the bottom, 10,000 volume left leg, 10,000 volume right leg. Again, in most companies, they pay you 10% on one leg. In most companies, your check would be $1,000 per month. Guys, with us, you're now at $100 per day in daily pay. Your minimum check cannot be less than $3,000 per month. And many people are 4,000 as much as 5,000 per month, right? Either number, you're making anywhere a minimum 3 times as much as other companies, and some of you making 5 times as much as other companies pay. Incredible compensation. Well, you're 125 on the left, 125 on the right. If you just get half of them to tell one person each, you bring on a couple more people yourself, right? You've got a minimum of 10 platinum memberships, okay? That is what is required to max out the 2-star bonus, by the way. And that is what is required to become an ambassador in our program. Now, you are now eligible for the $500 per month lifestyle bonus, right? Now, you got to go out there and make, 2 sales per month to get that. But it is there to encourage you to keep going in your business. But when you have 188 customers in your left leg, 188 customers in your right leg, you become an ambassador. Well, that translates to 15,000 volume in your left leg, 15,000 volume in your right leg. Look at the green at the bottom of the screen. Remember, most companies pay 10% one leg. Most companies be paying you $1,500 per month. Guys, with our company, your daily pay alone is $140 a day. That's $51,000 a year. It's, $4,100, $4,200 a month. I mean, at a minimum, you are earning, 2, 3 times as much as what other companies pay. Now, when you're qualifying for all of the different ambassador bonuses, and those are not difficult to qualify for. If you make 1 sale per month, you're qualifying for the growth bonus, and you're automatically going to qualify for the power up bonus. Plus, you got all the direct sales bonuses and the leadership bonuses. When you add all those bonuses together, okay, a lot of our ambassadors are making anywhere from $9,000 to $12,000 per month. Here on the screen, I'm kind of showing you an average of what a lot of ambassadors do, around $10,000 per month. Well, remember, the average company out there is paying $1,500 a month, and here we are paying $10,000 per month. I mean, guys, there's nobody out there doing what we're doing in the compensation plan arena. There's not one company on the planet that can get you to a $10,000 per month type income on this few of people with this incredible of a product where the consumers are saving money, right? They're getting an incredible deal. They love it. It's being shared, with passion and excitement about what the product's doing for people. It's saving me money. The world tours are incredible. Being there and the connection to other people, you'll soon discover it's not just about the place and the price, but it's about, being there, and with a lot of other people from all over the world. And it's a big, gigantic family, right? Well, people love the trips. They're signing up. They're telling people. And here you got this compensation program that can just do incredible things for people. Now, when you become an ambassador, there's a lot of different perks that are going to kick in. Number one, you're going to get 2 more vacations per year. And these vacations are completely free of charge, cost nothing. And you're going to get some airfare credit with these 2 vacations. Well, if you're a platinum member, you've already got 2 vacations every 12 to 14 months. And now here comes 2 more vacations because you're an ambassador. If your spouse is in the program, you might be having, 6 vacations a year at this moment, a vacation every other month, right? But you get the ambassador vacations, and you're going to get the Louis Vuitton experience, right? With the Louis Vuitton experience, the company, your first year, you become an ambassador. They're going to take you shopping at Louis Vuitton. It's an incredible venue. They rent a private salon. They got macaroons and champagne, and people are drinking, cappuccinos and all those kind of things. They hand out the gift cards to everybody. You're given a personal shopper, and you're going to have this most amazing experience. It's just been a smash hit with our company when you get the Louis Vuitton experience. When you become a 3-star ambassador, by the way, they start handing out $9,000 watches, the same watch that James Bond wears. But I want to point out that when you get to this roughly $10,000 per month in income, this makes you a cash flow millionaire. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you wanted to retire on $10,000 per month, well, if you wanted to, have 10 grand a month coming in, you would need to invest $2 million at a rate of 5%. That's going to make you $10,000 per month. Now, remember, in order to have $2 million to invest after taxes, you got to make $4 million before taxes to have the $2 million after taxes so that you can invest the money. So how y'all doing on your 4 million, right? And we're showing people a faster way to get to the same benefit, right? Because you can't spend the 2 million or you lose your ability to make 10 grand a month. So the 2 million is really only good for the amount of money that it produces for you every month. I just showed you a way to go out there and generate, as much as 10,000 per month when you're qualifying for all the ambassador bonuses every single month, which makes you a cash flow millionaire. I have the same kind of cash flow as someone that has $2 million in the bank at a 5% rate of return. Now, further, when you become an ambassador, they're going to give you a third position completely free of charge. Okay. This costs you absolutely nothing. And you don't have to build it. You can say, I got my 2 legs, I'm building my 2 legs, and I'm going to keep building those 2 legs. I'll be making 15 grand a month, 20 grand a month, 30 grand a month, 40 grand a month, right? I can stay focused on my 2 legs. But if you want to maximize the compensation program, you want the ability to go to $96,000 per month, you have to build the 3rd leg. And when you build the 3rd leg, okay, the very first person that 3rd leg is you. You're going to build a brand new income in this brand new position, right? And plus, it's going to drive the income of your top position. So I'm building 2 incomes now. I'm not just driving my number 1 position to a higher income. I'm building a brand new income in the brand new position. And it keeps me in the 10x pay zone because we have this accelerated payout. I just got done showing that to you, how much more we pay than other companies. Well, once you get to the 10 grand a month, our compensation program becomes more like a normal compensation program, right? As you continue to build and drive the volume, your check goes up, but not at that same accelerated rate. So we pay out a lot of money until you get to the 10 grand a month. Well, when you get the brand new position, you get to go into the 10x zone all over again, where I can, go put 8 on the left and 8 on the right, and hey, make that extra 3 to 700 a month. And then I help my 8 people get a couple people each, and I got 25 on the left, 25 on the right. My gosh, I'm making an extra 1,500, 2,000 a month. I help them get a couple people each. I got 63 left, 63 right. My gosh, now I'm making an extra 2,000, 3,000 bucks a month. And so I can do that all the way up to the point I become an ambassador, where now I'm making who knows how much money on my number 1 position. Okay. Because my income there can keep going up. But, last time we checked in, I was making 9 to 12 grand a month, the number 1. Then they gave me the brand new position. I just went out and built this brand new income in my brand new position. So I'm not making money from my number 1 spot. I'm also making money from my number 2 spot. And my number 2 spot, that volume is flowing up to my number 1 spot to help the check on number 1 go even higher. Well, when I get my number 2 position to 10 grand a month, they give me another brand new position. And guess what? I can go out and build that brand new position. I stay in the 10x zone. I stay in that zone where my personal recruiting is paying out the maximum amount of money. Right. So I get to go do the 8 left, 8 right, 25, 25 all over again, drive this position to a minimum of 10,000 per month. Well, guess what? My number 3 position is helping my number 2 position make more money, while all that volume is still flowing up to my number 1 position to help it make more money, right? I mean, you guys are now beginning to double dip, triple dip, and guys, every time you get to 10,000 per month, that just continues over and over and over again. There is no compensation plan out there today that comes anywhere close to what I just described, not in the benefit to the consumer, the cost it takes to sign up. I mean, people get enrolled in our company. Our biggest membership is with the $79 partnership agreement, it's $349 total. If you buy the medium membership with the partnership agreement, it's $229, right? I mean, so there doesn't take a lot of money to get started. $75 per month, and you're getting all the benefits, from the travel site and better than travel agent rates. You're getting all the travel points to go on vacation. Maybe you're doing the 135 a month and you're getting 2 vacations every 12 to 14 months. Incredible value, and also driving big time income. Mr. David and Adela Hart have put something that's truly special. And again, if you've been around the industry, if you talk to people who've been around the industry, you'll find out that, this is a rare situation where people get paid on time, every time, as they have for the past, 12 years at the time of this recording. The company's in its 2nd decade in business right now, where people are getting paid on time. We're, regulatorily correct. We're doing great things for customers, great things for the partners. It's a pretty rare situation, and I want every single one of you to maximize and take advantage of it. And thanks for being with us. God bless.